Hello, EP1. I hope you're doing very well. This is week 12. This is a simple arrangement. Uh, as we all should be quite aware by now, uh, week 13, 14, and 15 will be in person. So, this is our final video VOD lesson, and I'm happy for it. So, I'm recording this early in the morning, so there's no video function feature because you don't want to see my morning face. It's fine. But we're going to talk about our final project. It's another lesson, but it's a bit different because of the constraints of an opportunity of being in person. We're going to be a bit different. So here, the schedule for the remaining weeks. First off, I made a boo-boo. Uh, for the week 11 lecture, I put it in the wrong week on E-class. I put it under week 12 by mistake. So it wasn't available for you to see until yesterday, Friday. I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm recording this on Saturday. And so nobody said anything either. So that was funny. So I put it in week 11, and I've made it available to you until November 15th. So I added another week for you to view it, and so make sure that there's no problem with the attendance and things like that, because that's where the real trouble could come in. Of course, the video is on YouTube, so you're able to watch it, but the university's attendance program, its system of working, it means you have to watch it through the E-class for it to count as attending class. So I want to avoid the trouble there. So this is our final online session. So this session is going to be all about talking about our second micro lesson, our final project. Week 13, it's going to be in class. We'll see each other first time, and not to spoil anything, but this final micro lesson, it's a group project, and so I want week 13 to be a workshop session where we're going to introduce ourselves, we're going to meet each other, and we're going to talk to each other in person, and you're going to figure things out and hammer out as much as possible in our amount of time, and I can talk to each group and figure out what our ideas are. Weeks 14 and 15 will be the presentations, the actual classes. Because we have such a limited time, time management is a much more important priority for this project than it was for the video lesson. So as of now, groups 1 through 4 will be on week 14, and groups 5 through 7 will be on week 15. I've cannibalized one of the groups for to just make it a bit easier for time. Okay, with that, micro lesson number 2. Each group is going to prepare a 10-minute or less micro lesson. This is important that we don't go over. We can't have 20-minute lessons because we only have 50 minutes for each session. And so we have 7 groups, so that's 70 minutes if everything works perfectly, like on the dot. But then again, there's still setup and breakup time. There's going to be little review sessions. It takes more than 10 minutes in total. It's more than just the lesson. So if students show up late for class, well, that's seconds lost, and it can add up to a few minutes actually. So this is something where do not go over 10 minutes. It is a factor. But your situation. Your students have had consistent problems distinguishing and producing certain English phonemes. This is mostly created by L1 interference and their lack of practice with L2 English. You will need to create activities so that the students can practice their listening and speaking skills in producing these phonemes correctly. So, each group, you're assigned certain phonemes. So, group 1, the P and F. 2, B and V. 3, th and s, and s, d, the, r, l, j, 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 z. These are the phonemes we're going to work with, and I thought these were we're avoiding vowels just because vowels are actually a bit harder, and I wouldn't make it a bit easier, but this is focusing on student problems. Students are having a hard time distinguishing hearing these sounds and making these sounds. So you'll need to make activities to practice these sounds. This is a group project, and you'll need to work together as a team. Admittedly, this is not a natural situation. Right? Invariably, a teacher, you work alone in the classroom, but time constraints demand it. So you're going to work together, and you'll need to share the work. It's not one person doing all the teaching; it's everybody. So you and your group will need to prepare 8 to 10 minute micro lesson that have 2 activities: one that focuses on the listening, and one that focuses on the speaking. Everyone's going to help. Everyone's going to participate. Everyone's going to teach a little bit. We're going to try to share it. So if your group has 4 members, then you'll need to speak about a little over 2 minutes each. I'm not going to time this. I'm not going to set up a stopwatch and time how much each team member talks exactly. But if one group member speaks for 7 minutes and everyone else speaks for 45 seconds, I'm going to notice that, and that's going to be a problem. That never happens though, so don't really worry about it. You are going to prepare a lesson plan. This will help you organize your thoughts, but this is important. In the class, in the actual presentation, you're just going to perform the activity part, the listening activity and the speaking activity, so 2 little activities to do. These will need to be interactive and actively exercise and practice the target sounds. This isn't going to be like the video lessons where there's nobody there to actually do anything. While your group is teaching, everyone else are going to be your students, and they're going to be nice, happy, good students, the theoretical perfect student, and they're going to do your activity with a positive attitude. And so this will be a good practice for us to see how activities can actually go. And very often you'll make an activity. I say you, or the non-generic you, the generic you rather. And when you actually use it with students, you quickly see where areas that you didn't think of. Students are your audience, or our audience. They're our beta testers. And so they'll do things and react to things in ways that in ways that we could never imagine. And so it's a very educational experience to actually teach with live people. And so it will help. It'll be very this is the real meat of teaching. So just for grading, you'll be graded on the following. You're teaching demeanors, your body language, your voice, your poise, how you teach. So think of when I say this, you're teaching demeanor, your performance ability as a teacher. That's what we're grading. I'm going to be much, kinder to this because, it's your first time in front of the audience. So we'll be nice about it. Your ability to give instructions for your activities. Something to think about, because these are activities. Are your instructions clear? Are they sequential? As in, if there's steps to take, first, second, third, is it sensical? Do you model the activity? Are you showing how to play the game before you play it? Do you have verbal instructions? Do you have visual instructions? Those are all nice things, because we're dealing with an L2 situation. It's nice, and dealing with children especially, it's nice to bombard them with the different forms of instructions so they'll better understand. And then we have listening activity. Does your listening activity practice listening? Is it student-centered? Is it interactive? Then a speaking activity. Is it active? Is it student-centered? Is it engaging? So each activity, now, in fairness, activities are going to practice speaking and listening, because if the students are interacting with each other with these sounds, then yes, they're going to use both. But think of one activity focuses and emphasizes listening more, and the other focuses and emphasizes speaking more. All right, and so that's what you're going to be making. You'll be making lessons and activities you're focusing on. Also, you'll be graded on your overall teamwork. Are you working as a group? Your time management. This is a big factor because we don't have a lot of time, so we need to be aware of that. So if you go over, if we're supposed to have 10 minutes and you get to 15, that's a problem, and you will be graded at a lower score for that. So be aware of that. Be careful of that. There's going to be a group evaluation, group self-evaluation. You'll be grading yourselves, and what I mean is, I say grading yourself. You will be evaluating yourself and your own ability, own efforts, and trying to think about what you did well and where you can improve. To clarify this, if you just said, for example, if you give yourself a perfect evaluation, I will give you a lower score, because the self-evaluation is for you to be honest with yourself, for you to sit back and think, what did you do well? What did you not do well? And can you think about how you can improve upon that in the future? Your self-evaluation is a chance for you to think about your efforts honestly and be honest with yourself so you can improve for the future. Lying to yourself isn't going to make you a better teacher or a better person. So giving yourself a good evaluation when you didn't do everything perfectly is something that's only going to hurt you. So we'll talk about this a bit more, and I can give you an example later on in other material, as it might be a bit of a landmine for us. Because we're going to start working on this week, start a brainstorming, research, discussion, we're going to use Discord just to help kickstart things. We're going to start presentations November 23rd. To be fair to all the groups, all your materials must be ready and submitted to me on eClass by 11:59 p.m. November 22nd. Even if you're not presenting on November 23rd, you need to be ready. Your materials need to be ready, because it's just more fair for everyone make sure that you have your things ready on the same date. It's not fair for some groups to have an extra week of preparation time than another week. I mean, it's already not fair because they have more time to practice, but if they have more time to polish off or put more effort into their materials, that's an unfair advantage. Even though we have groups 1, group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll set the presentation order next week. So it could be group 7 goes first, then group 5, then group 1 or something like that. So it's something to be aware of there. All right. That is our outline of what we're doing, what we're planning on. Your peer your peer feedback, you will get those. I'll print those out, and you'll get those in person next week. Overall, some very good information, very good feedback, very positive, as it should be. So I'm happy for that. Oh, and I'm very happy to finally meet you next week. For this coming week, we're going to start chatting to each other on Discord. There'll be a bit changes with the group configuration, just a bit. And you're going to start examining the difficulties, the problems that young Korean learners have with those English sounds, and then try to think of and find activities that you can do in the classroom to help practice listening and speaking for both of those pronunciation problem areas that young Korean learners often have. Not always, but often. And for our hypothetical situation, your young learners are having the problems with those sounds. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the semester. I hope this has been well. I'm going to have to throw in some supplemental material just to help better elucidate things, better explain some things about some bit more detail. We were a bit rushed with our vowels, and but I think for our immediate purposes, I'm going to throw in some additional material about each of those phonological pairings, so each group can get a better explanation and a better understanding of those possible problem areas, and hopefully have a better time, easier time with our research. I hope you have a very excellent week. We'll see each other in person. I am stupendously excited for that part. In person on November 16th, I believe. 16th, that's the Monday. All right. Have a very excellent week. Thank you and goodbye.